If you're seeing a Tinkercad SVG import error, don't worry. In this video, I'll show you the fastest way to fix it so your file imports cleanly and your design is ready to work with. This is a common issue when an SVG is too large, too complex, or saved in the wrong format. And the good news is that most of the time, it can be fixed in just a few minutes. Before we get into it, make sure to like the video if it helps, and subscribe for more quick software tutorials just like this one. Now let's walk through the steps. First, check the file constraints. Tinkercad can struggle if your SVG is bigger than 1 megabyte, so open the file size and see if it stays under that limit. If it's too large, go back to your vector editor like Illustrator or Inkscape and simplify the artwork. Reduce the number of points, remove unnecessary detail, and make the shapes cleaner. A complex file can overload Tinkercad's 2D to 3D conversion engine, which is often why the import fails. If the preview in Tinkercad looks huge, that's another clue that the import settings need adjustment. When you upload the SVG, look for the Scale option in the import window and change it to 10%. This can help bring oversized artwork down to a more manageable size and prevent the import from breaking. Next, clean up the vector data. One of the biggest causes of SVG import issues is text. If your design contains any editable text, you need to convert that text to paths or outlines before saving the file. Tinkercad does not read font text the same way your vector software does, so if text is left as live characters, the import can fail. You should also make sure there are no embedded bitmap images inside the SVG. Sometimes a file looks like a vector design, but it may contain hidden JPEGs or PNGs. Tinkercad only works properly with paths, so any raster image data needs to be removed. While you're cleaning the file, use path operations like union or combine to merge overlapping shapes into a single path. That makes the SVG simpler and much easier for Tinkercad to process. Now let's fix the format settings. When exporting, save the file as SVG 1.1 instead of SVG 2.0. That older format is much more compatible with Tinkercad. Also, set decimal places to 2 or 3 if your export options allow it. This helps reduce file complexity without damaging the shape too much. Another important tip is to avoid CSS styles, gradients, in fancy formatting. Tinkercad works best with a simple flat fill color. The more complicated the styling is, the more likely the importer is to misread the file. So keep the SVG clean, basic, and compatible. If the file still won't import, try a browser and system fix. In your browser settings, turn on hardware acceleration if it's available. This can improve how your browser handles the conversion process during import. Then try uploading the SVG in an incognito or private window. Sometimes browser extensions interfere with the file and strip out data during upload, which can trigger an error. So, if you're dealing with a Tinkercad SVG import error, remember the key fixes. Keep the file under 1 megabyte, simplify the paths, convert text to outlines, remove embedded images, export as SVG 1.1, and use a clean, flat fill. If needed, adjust the scale to 10% and try again in a private window. If this video helped you solve the issue, give it a like, subscribe for more tutorials, and I'll see you in the next one.